In western Uganda, there are three key places where pregnant and married girls were dumped and left for the dead. Now, one of those places is obviously the Punishment Island on Lake Bunyonyi, which you already looked at. The second place being them being dumped off the cliffs of Kisoro Falls in Rukunji, which we have also looked at. Now, the third place is right here where I am on the Punishment Island, but this time around on Lake Mutanda in Kisoro district. Now, we can go all about the dark history all day, but how about we now focus on how the dark history has been turned into literally paradise. Right here where I am is Gahiza Island Retreat, exactly at the same spot where the Punishment Island used to be. I cannot wait to show you guys this view. So that's the view that I woke up to. And guys, wait for it, the best sunrise. Just right here at my balcony. Quite a huge balcony, I must say. Yes, that's what I'm working with. Yes, so guys, that is Lake Mutanda. And it's like right below my room. Like it legit starts from below my room. So it is safe to say I slept on top of water. So what I like about this room is that when you're inside, you still get the view. I mean, there is glass. Don't think there's nothing, and you know the coldness gets in. But yeah, that's what I was saying, guys. I woke up to the best view. So actually, let me give you guys a quick room tour. So there are two beds in this room. The other one, whose blanket I removed because it got a bit cold at night, and you know I already messed up the place. That's my bag, and then plus this bigger bed that I slept on, and. There's a chair there, and there is a corridor here. Then this is a bathroom. There's a toilet right there. There's a sink. Then the bathroom. Water is already flowing because you have to first let it flow for a few minutes before it gets warm. First with the view.
This is Gahiza Island, and it's one of the historic islands we have on the lake. We are operating because of the history of the lake and the region. Of recent, we continue unearthing pieces of information which show us that there is a lot more that we need to know, that we're yet to know about Lake Mutanda. So, personally, I am the first person to be on this island. And that was 10 years ago when I came here. And for 600 years, nobody else had been to this island. When I came and I was trying to open up the island, I found some pieces which show that people have lived here before. This is a collection of some of the pieces we have found. They include a grinding stone here. This is stone for sharpening the tools, and then some pots for cooking. This is one of the examples of the pots for cooking. And this in particular is part of the pot that I found here. So I broke a small piece, gave it to a friend who was coming from Italy. He took it to Milan for carbon dating, and he's the one who told me it is 600 to 700 years old.
Wow.
So that's about the time that people lived on this island. There are some other pieces of information which show that people lived on this island. For example, this tree behind me, it's called the African dragon tree. It's the same tree that is around the island, the other side. And this side, the tree was planted, I believe, to shelter the houses on the island from the strong winds which come from the volcanoes area there. There's another piece of information that shows us that people lived here, including tobacco. This is tobacco here. This tobacco sprouts or grows during the wet season and dries in the dry season. I didn't plant it here, but it means the people who planted it are the people who were here, living here, and they used it. They probably used it for smoking, but also it helps to keep the snakes at bay. Such places usually have snakes, but when you surround your place with the tobacco, then it acts as a deterrent. So when the elder persons died, I think the young ones didn't like to live on the island. There's some scanty bits of information that they went to live across the lake on that part. The area, it's called Gahiza village. And they first lived in the plantations close to the water body, and later they moved to live on top of the hill. When they abandoned the island, there is some contradicting pieces of information that this turned out to be used as a punishment island. Just like the one of Lake Bunyonyi, Kisizi waterfalls, where they used to throw ladies over the cliff, the ladies who got pregnant before marriage. And the same for Bunyonyi, where they used to dump ladies who got pregnant before marriage. Apparently, this was used as a punishment island for this region here in the Kisoro area. I haven't found any concrete evidence to show that somebody died here because they would be dumped here mainly as a punishment to die, but they had a few chances. They would either raise the alarm, make noise, and the people across see that there is somebody on the island. They would come and pick them, rescue them, and marry them for free without paying bride price, which was important in the African culture. Or they would try to swim across and get back to the mainland, which was quite challenging because usually for us in this part of Africa, we don't know how to swim, partially because we have grown up and lived next to very deep waters, deep lakes. And so, unlike people who have access to swimming pools, for us, it's difficult to just start learning how to swim from the lake. So if she tried to swim across, it's most likely that she would drown trying to swim across.
So when you take a walk, you can legit see how it's an island because it's basically surrounded by water.